The number of vaccine doses administered hitting a milestone overnight, 50 million, with 37 million people receiving a first dose, another 13 million receiving their second. But still, many find it tough to get a shot. ABC's Trevor Alt joins us now with details on creative ways some are doing it. Good morning to you, Trevor.
Good morning, Eva. So we are seeing some great progress fighting COVID-19 with new cases down more than 60% from their peak a month ago. But the virus is still a serious threat and the vaccine is still in short supply. So now we're seeing some people trying to find loopholes to score an appointment, and others are stepping up to help hundreds of strangers get their shots.
This morning, with millions hoping to get vaccinated as soon as possible, state leaders and individual Americans are getting inventive. Massachusetts adopting an experimental buddy system, offering shots to people who accompany another person 75 or older.
Such a relief to have it done.
In Maryland, many who qualify for an appointment but can't manage to book one are turning to Las Casavacunas, the quote-unquote vaccine hunters, a group of teachers who have helped hundreds of elderly people get their shots.
One senior for me, if I help one person, that for me, I can go to bed happy with my heart full. But I know that we can do more than that, working for our seniors and doing the best we can to get those shots in the arms of our seniors.
And the vaccine rollout is slowly picking up steam, with more than 37 million Americans receiving at least one dose. Pharmacy chains like CVS and Walgreens now jumping into the process. And on Monday, FEMA is sending out 30 mobile vaccination vans, as healthcare workers are still battling this virus day in and day out.
Sometimes we get all exasperated and upset because of, we have to deal with these patients every day. But to the public that doesn't see this, some of them have a hard time understanding.
And looking ahead, experts are stressing the importance of eventually vaccinating children. Overseas, Oxford University is now extending its vaccine study to some as young as 6 years old. And with nearly 25% of the American population under 18, getting young people inoculated will be crucial for returning to regular life.
And Moderna is now in talks with the FDA to potentially increase the number of doses in their vials from 10 shots up to as many as 15. With the vaccine in such high demand, every little increase matters. Whit.
And that could speed up the distribution as well. Trevor Alt for us, thank you so much. We do want to turn now. Dr. Ashish Jha is joining us, Dean of the Brown University School of Public Health. Dr. Jha, always good to speak with you. Thanks for joining us. I want to ask you first about vaccines and kids. Experts from Cincinnati Children's Hospital Medical Center report that the infection rate in children is now the equivalent to the infection rate in adults. How urgent is it now to get the vaccines authorized for kids, and how soon could it happen?
Yeah, good morning, Whit. Thanks for having me on. I think it is important that we figure out whether we can vaccinate kids safely or not. Right now, Moderna and Pfizer are studying it in 12 to 17-year-olds. I expect that data sort of late spring to early summer. The big issue is going to be, what about younger kids? And I think we absolutely need to do safety studies to make sure that it is safer in younger kids. I think all of that will probably take into the summer or fall. But I think it's important that we figure out ultimately whether we can get kids vaccinated. And I think we'll get there, by the way. I do think we'll be able to vaccinate kids.
Yeah, a lot of people looking ahead to the next school year. I want to ask you about this, too. On Friday, the CDC released updated its roadmap to getting kids back in the classroom. Now, one point that got a lot of attention is that they said that teachers should be made a priority for vaccines, but vaccinating teachers and staff is not required to reopen schools. What's your take on that?
Yeah, that's pretty consistent with the experience. We've had lots of schools open quite safely without having teachers vaccinated. That said, I have been in favor of getting teachers vaccinated early and making them a priority. I think it'll add an important level of assurance and will help us open schools safely. A
recent study shows that the risk of allergic reaction to the vaccine is even lower than initially thought. Moderna, for example, the rate is only 2.5 reactions per 1 million shots. How significant is that information, especially when it comes to public confidence in the vaccines?
Yeah, this has been the most visible public rollout of a vaccine in history. So every single reaction gets a lot of attention, and it makes sense it would. But I think what this data suggests is that these vaccines really are exceedingly safe, and even allergic reactions are incredibly rare, and that should add confidence for people.
Dr. Jha, thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Dan, over to you.
His analysis is always so great.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.